What's going on, Rhode Island Comic Con? Yes! Listen, I'm so happy about this panel right now. Y'all have no idea. This is a dream come true, and I'm glad y'all all here to experience this. How many Degrassi junior high fans are in here? How many Degrassi high fans are in here? How many Degrassi, the next generation fans are in here? Yeah. Who got their Degrassi swag on? Because I better not be the only one in here with a Degrassi swag shirt on right now. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. So without further ado, let me introduce the first one who started it all. Joey Jeremiah, Pat Mastroianni, where are you at, sir? Y'all gotta come out. I know they back there. I was just back there with all of them. Where y'all at? You know what? Come on, let's go. Mike Lobel, Melissa McIntyre, Shane Kippel, Sarah Barrable-Tishauer, and of course, Joey Jeremiah, Pat Mastroianni. Degrassi is in the building.
Holy moly.
Yo, I told you, I'm hyped. I am excited. Y'all don't understand. I don't even understand. Listen, I'm a 46-year-old man who stumbled across this and got a jog in my memory. It was like, wait, I know this. I've seen this before. And then I remembered that man right there.
Joey Jeremiah.
So, listen. So I'm gonna do a two-part question. This is gonna be for the next gen. Going into this, did you guys like lean on the old school cast? Did they prepare you for what was to come? With all this craziness, did they prepare? Did you guys ask them?
They don't have much advice to give. Look at the guy.
Keep going.
All right.
Keep going.
No. They were there as father figures. They told us, like, enjoy the ride, and just be.
Buckle up.
They told us some interesting stories about interactions that they had with, at bars with jealous boyfriends or moving in on the set. But aside from that, I don't remember much of what you say ever.
All I wanted to express to you guys back in those days was I really, really hope that you had the camaraderie that we had on our series, because that really made the difference for the quality of the show that we were trying to make. We didn't have the flashiest clothes. We weren't the coolest cast, and we weren't very experienced as actors, but the audience understood that we all kind of really got along and we meshed. Yeah. These guys did the exact same thing. They meshed. They got that friendship going, that camaraderie, and that really made a big difference in making the audience believe that these were actually real characters. I think they brought the life of the characters to the screen, and that was important to me. And you did a great job.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
Now I feel bad making fun of you.
So my next question, my second part of the question is for you, Pat. Like going in this, the next generation, did you feel like it was an extension of your world or more of you getting tossed into their world?
No, we were handing the torch. We were there to basically hand the torch off to these guys. After season 1, they were running. Like, they were kind enough to let us stick around for a few more seasons on behalf of the fans of the classic series, but they had their legs very, very early on, and were nailing it right from the beginning.
Awesome.
Thank you, Pat.
Wow.
That is what it is.
Now I really feel bad.
So I think it's fair to say that I'm sitting here with like a lot of the heart. You guys have had a lot of relationships, each and every one of you, relationships that have impacted us and hit us harder in certain places. You specifically, Miss Sarah.
R.I.P.
So I wonder, like, a lot of your characters were in relationships, and was there any like moment when those breakups happened? That on set, as like actors, that you had that shaking that off, those used to working with one person all the time, and then you got to just reset and become a different person. What was that like? Was that a challenge at all?
I mean, I think I got the worst of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. We felt it with you.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan was like my best friend. Like, we were inseparable. We would get in trouble all the time for having way too much fun on set. And so, like, those scenes where we're crying, it's like, yes, he didn't die in real life, but it felt like a death, It's like someone that you care about, that you see every single day, and you're not going to see them anymore. So those scenes, like especially I think about the scene where, like after the memorial, where we're all being comforted, like that was a real loss for us, you know. Like Ryan wasn't going to be on set with us, and he'd grown up with us through that show. So, yeah, it was hard, and it was really hard to move on and continue to do the show like afterwards without that presence on set.
And I want you guys to know there's a microphone in the middle, so if you have questions, feel free to line up. We'll get to you guys in a second. I have too many questions, so you gotta wait. No, I'm playing. And what about you, Melissa? Because I know you jumped with Craig. Who else? Jimmy.
Yeah, there was a lot of transition in a lot of ways with Ashley, and it was difficult. But I also really appreciated that Ashley grew so much as a person. Yeah. So each of those kind of relationships that she had, whether they were friendships or romantic, they were all phases of growth in which she kind of learned more of who she was. And grew into herself more. So yeah, it was difficult. Like Sarah said, again, not the same situation, but to transition into a different focus for her. But I really appreciated that she grew along with those relationships.
Mike, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, well, for Jay, it was Alex all the way from day one, and I never really thought that was going to end. And then, of course, Paige comes in to the picture, and I think Jay felt like totally unmoored, but ultimately, he finds the love of his character's life, Manny, and rides off into the sunset. So I really couldn't have asked for more.
Yeah. Shane.
I mean, the one that I had the most chemistry with, and I guess the one that I was with for the longest period on the show was Jane, and I know it's a very, like, it splits the audience, but most people, it's more like a 90-10 split on how we feel about Spinner ending up with Emma versus
Should we do a poll?
Anybody else?
Do we need to do a poll? A poll of the audience?
The poll has been done grassroots, so every individual complaint that I hear.
Okay, you've been tallying, have a little tally in your pocket.
But the thing was, because that was my final episode where Spinner and Jane break up, I didn't even really have a chance to miss her in the long run, but I'm sure had my character gone on for a couple more seasons, I would have been very possessive when Jane started dating someone else. I would not have been cool with that. No, but I didn't have that chance. I was gone. Yeah.
And Pat, what about you? I mean, you had a long break, and then bam, right back with Caitlin.
Yeah, the wonderful thing about coming back to Next Gen was it allowed my character to redeem himself a bit. We left Joey after school's out with every woman in North America hating him. So for those of you who don't know, Joey Jeremiah had a long relationship with Caitlin. He cheated on her over the summer with Tessa Campanelli, got her pregnant. The big F-bomb.
Yeah, what was that line?
That I can't repeat it, but in Canada, we had this rule that after 9 p.m. you can swear on Canadian television, and this was the broadcaster was CBC, which is like PBS here. So imagine watching your favorite kids show on PBS, and all of a sudden, effing Campanelli comes on. The whole country basically gasped. So at the end of the day, I got back on the Next Gen. I allowed myself to be a mourning widow, raising a little girl, eventually taking in his stepson, Craig. And I think the audience kind of went, oh, he grew into a real man. He grew into a father and a father figure for his stepson. And I love that for his character. Was I happy that he was a used car salesman and all that other stuff? But I can see it. So yeah, I just thank all the fans who basically discovered the Next Gen and watched it and then discovered the OG 80s version of the show, because we weren't as popular in America as the Next Gen was, being on an amazing network like Noggin. Or the N or the Noggin? What do you call it?
It was both Nickelodeon and the whole
and we're just so grateful that you guys watched the show and got it and understood what the message that we were trying to send to you guys. And you let this little Canadian show into your lives, so we appreciate that.
You guys have a question?
So I was wondering if there was ever a hot topic that was going to be, in the script that your parents were aware of. They kind of had to give you a talk about it before you were going to act, or if anyone came up to you afterwards.
I'll take that. So when Ashley does ecstasy, we're just gonna dive right in. So that it wasn't necessarily a parental conversation from my family. However, I was a kid and I was handed some paperwork to be like, this is the effect, this is what that does, because I had no idea how to play that. So there was definitely some adult guidance in that respect. But in general, like, we did table reads for every episode if you were featured in that episode. So, we always had an open dialogue over any topic that, maybe was a bit uncomfortable because we were talking to people our age who were the same age as the people that were watching us. I don't know if that made sense. But yeah, there was always an open dialogue. But yeah, the ecstasy episode, I definitely needed some help with that one.
Did you guys ever have to do any awkward scenes that were
Yes.
out of your comfort zone?
I had to shave my head.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's wrong with that?
Well, I had to shave a mohawk into my head. And they also tricked me in that one too, because the way that they set up the filming days was I would shave my head on a Thursday. I would shoot all the scenes with the mohawk on the Friday. They would shave me up for the weekend so I could walk around like that, which I would have loved. And then I think my final day was on the Tuesday or something. And then right before the weekend, they're like, so we have our gallery shoot, which is where we do all of the promo photos for Degrassi throughout the season. That's on Tuesday morning. So would you mind keeping the mohawk for the weekend, and then we'll do the gallery shoot on Tuesday, and we'll shave it at lunch, and then you could finish out, and you'll have the shaved head for the rest of the season. And I was like, okay, do I have an option? They're like, no, we really need this. I'm like, okay. But I made it worth it. If I was gonna have a true mohawk at any point in my life, I was gonna style it. So I made sure that I bought like the right gel, and for that entire weekend, I was just going out to malls and restaurants with this mohawk, and I would get a double take recognition because first people would see the mohawk and like, whoa, and then they would see my face, so wait, what? And it was a good moment. Yeah.
When did the many looks of Spinner become a thing? Like, it just kept changing your hair like all the time.
I think no one realized it was happening until you look back and you see that the Spinner had like 45 hairdos throughout the show. I pitched, when we did all of those mini episodes, if you haven't found any of those, they're all available on YouTube, but they're a lot of fun. Some of them are like, plot fillers, but some of them are, like a spoof of Pirates of the Caribbean or Dawn of the Dead, whatever it is. They were a lot of fun. So I pitched an idea that like it would just be a normal scene of, Jay and Spinner talking at the lockers, but every time it went back to Spinner, he had a different hairdo. And they seemed to really like it, but it never happened. Never happened.
It's never too late.
Sometimes it is.
Go ahead.
Hi.
As for Sarah, I was curious if you feel like your pregnancy storyline in the show was handled well, and why or why not?
I think it was a hard one to handle, because I think it's such a real situation and such a real thing that people do go through. And I think that all things considered, I'm glad that it happened to Liberty, because I think it was important to show that this isn't just something that happens to a certain type of person. This is something that happens to everyone. I think there was a lot of humanity in the way that they handled it, in the way that Ryan and JT did his best to try to figure out this very tough situation. And I think the very real emotions that a 15-year-old would go through trying to figure out what to do and if she was ready to be a parent. And I think ultimately, she made the choice that was right for her, and hopefully what was right for the child. And who knows, maybe one day we'll find out what happened to that child, but hopefully they did very well as a result. But I think it was human, and I think it was real. And I continue to hear stories from folks that it touched them, and it told a story that hadn't been told on television enough. And so I think I'm at peace with how it was handled. Thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Maybe the reboot could be about your child.
Well, I know. It's like, yeah. It's what's the next? We're the next. Who are the next children to take the torch?
No, don't you dare.
We know nothing about a reboot.
It's already out there. Now I'm gonna bring it up. So, is there a reboot coming?
Jeez.
Mike, you want to?
Well, we've been in some trouble because we read something somewhere that said there was going to be a reboot and repeated that, and apparently it's not.
Well,
gonna happen?
yeah. So we were in Houston doing a convention, and we heard through some of our people who would have been in the know that there would probably be one, and that certain people were involved. You could fill in the blanks, most likely, and then an article got leaked of a reputable Toronto magazine, and we're like, okay, well, this pieces seem to be falling into place. And then soon after, we would go to this convention, and someone asks us about it, and we're all too happy to go like, yeah, absolutely. we don't know anything. We haven't heard officially, but it seems like it's really coming back. And then Mike and I, especially me, had some people who were involved in an official capacity reach out to me and go, absolutely not, stop telling people this. So,
we are not saying that anymore.
So now I'm just telling you for fun.
I mean, there was something out there that said it was going to go to like HBO Max or something like that.
Oh,
that was
That was
real.
a couple years
That was
ago.
real, but they for some
They
reason,
tried, and creative differences I think happened between the showrunners and the network and the producers, and it just kind of didn't happen. Unfortunately, we were all really excited, just like you guys.
yeah.
So basically, Degrassi's been on television since 1979, starting with the kids of Degrassi. And I think it's just wonderful that a series like our show can not only speak to a generation, but be there for the next. And we obviously would love to see the show come back for the next gen of young audience that needs a show like this. The demand is there. Do we know anything about it? No. But I think that every generation of children need a show like Degrassi to watch, to be there for them, just like you all say to us, thank you for being there for us as we were growing up in an awkward time in our lives. So again, we're enthusiastic about it. But
Stay
Do you
tuned.
guys want to reboot?
Yeah.
You want to reboot?
Stay tuned. It's not a no. It's just we don't know yet. But we're fully supportive of it coming back, and we would love to be involved if it does.
You said a thing where every generation definitely does need this. I agree. At what point in you guys' life did you understand that this was something that you probably needed yourself? Like,
I grew up watching the OG. Like I know I'm not quite old enough to have watched it when it first aired, but this was something that we watched in school, like in health class. And I would come home from school, and I grew up out in the middle of nowhere with just an antenna television, and that I would watch Degrassi after school every day, and I loved watching you, Pat, and so I understood for me what that impact was. So when I first got the audition, I was so excited because I'm like, oh my God, I get to be a part of something. Did I have any idea that it would become what it's become? Absolutely not. I don't think any of us could have foreseen the magic that happened with just an incredible group of people over a lot of years. But yeah, no, we knew it was big.
Hey, do you know these two do a podcast?
absolutely. Of course I do. I listen to it.
You do?
I do.
Nice.
And I know what you did. You messed up, man.
Oh,
I know what you did, man.
No,
do listen
he
to
feels
it.
so
Listen
bad
to
about
it.
that.
Very bad about that.
Do you guys listen to it?
Degrad's podcast.
Degrad's
Thank you,
podcast,
thank
that's
you.
right.
We need to make sure that next time this whole room is clapping instead of just 5 people.
But
I think the first, I remember, filming the first season, and at that time we were just, in a soundstage in the middle of nowhere. Like we hadn't had that interaction with people yet. And so I think at that time it all seemed like we're just making this show inside this fake school, and who knows if anyone's going to see it. And I think it was really like the first times that we started to kind of be recognized in public. Certainly the first times that we started to do more like appearances and stuff like that, and actually like meeting people. I mean, these mean a lot to us because we get to meet each one of you and hear your stories and hear how it touched your life. And I think that continues to impact us because we were on TV and we weren't there to actually receive that. So So it really means a lot to get to have that experience of hearing how it touched your life. So it's amazing to be here. So thank you so much for all of you to be here. Yeah.
Well said.
Well said.
Thank you, guys.
So I have another question about you guys, because you guys basically just grew up on television, and channeling through all these emotions and these different character traits and stuff. Was there ever a moment when your character had an arc that you questioned yourself? Who am I? Like, who am I at this point? Like, who is this character? Like, you didn't recognize your character? Sorry, I didn't mean to get deep.
Yeah. No, you
Way to
stumped
make
it,
us
stumped it.
think.
We're actors, goddammit.
Yeah.
I think there was surprises every time that we did a table read. It's like we would be wanting to flip to the end to be like, what's going to happen this time? I mean, we all know that if you go to Degrassi, something bad is probably going to happen to you. I don't think anyone wants to go to Degrassi because, yeah, something's going to happen to you. So, I think it was always like a nice surprise for us too to be like, what are we handling this week?
But I think they tried to stay true to the characters. Normally, our characters wouldn't be so outside that realm of possibilities that people would be, come on, that wouldn't happen. But we always wanted the meaty roles. We always wanted the bad storylines or something that affected us. We didn't want to just be in a relationship with somebody or just be the funny character. We wanted something bad to happen to our characters because it would test us. Going as far as, and I joke about it, but walking through the cafeteria naked was the hardest thing I ever had to do as an actor because I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to put myself out there in an uncomfortable situation to see if I had what it took. So I looked at it as a challenge. And even though I didn't enjoy doing it, and my castmates were so understanding and loving and caring about it, I did it, and I was quite proud of having the courage to go there. And I think we all want those challenges as an actor, as a performer, as an artist.
Yeah.
Question?
Hi, my name's Tony.
Hey, Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hi. So it came to a point where they tore down the set of Degrassi. I was just wondering if any of you guys took a piece of that with you.
Oh.
I would kill for a piece of that.
No, I found out too late. Like all the good stuff was gone. I feel like I saw it and it was like people had already taken all this stuff from there. I don't know.
What were they taking? Like someone's walking out with the D from...
I don't know, but I feel like there's probably good stuff, framed photos or like, I don't know.
Piece of the locker would be.
Yeah, a locker would have been cool.
Just like, were people there chiseling pieces of brick off of the facade?
I mean, they were selling like a school bus. Like, that's kind of cool for like $1. I don't know.
What?
They were auctioning stuff off.
Should have bought
for
that.
like starting really low. I don't know.
It's a bargain for any school bus.
That's what I'm saying. I go to a lot of festivals, all right? I'd like to have a school bus.
Do you know that Sarah's a very successful
I do
DJ?
know this.
Yeah.
I
How'd you
probably
get
know more
into
about
that?
You guys.
How did I get into? I mean, I don't know if any of these guys remember, but I've always been really into music. It's always been a big part of my life. I've always been the one to take the aux cord and control a vibe of any party. And so, yeah, when a friend of mine let me borrow his gear, and I started playing around and had a lot of fun. And yeah, it's just taken off from there. And this year is coming up on 10 years of being a professional DJ. So.
Another question?
So I kind of watched the show recently, kind of binge watched it. Have any of you actually watched the Netflix version of it? I know some people have the differences. Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad. It's Degrassi. I mean,
You mean next class?
yeah.
I mean,
I guess wouldn't that be considered this generation's Degrassi? I guess.
we're going to get there. Like, Shane and I are going through them. We're in season 1 right now.
Yeah, for Degrassi. We have 500 episodes to go.
Yeah, in a couple of years, we'll
So
be
we'll
there.
see you in 10 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, I mean, we didn't get there. We didn't even watch our own Degrassi. We would see, I would, view scenes that I was a part of to see how my acting was coming along. which was uncomfortable enough. But no, I didn't just sit there and go through the show and watch it through the eyes of a fan, which is why Degrassi is so much fun.
And we're doing that now and getting to see the show like you guys see the show.
Yeah, and
we're
seeing
becoming fans.
storylines that we weren't a part of.
Totally.
At all, and
And
things
just-
that we completely forgot
And
or never
falling
knew
in love
about.
with the characters and the actors. Like Shane and I are always constantly looking at Sarah and Melissa and Pat, and like we're admiring the heck out of you guys. You guys, your performances are so natural and so beautiful and so authentic, and we like. It's giving us like a whole new perspective on the show, but also like on our friends, our colleagues,
And it's hard to look at them normally now because we're a little starstruck.
Yeah, we're in awe.
And we also have our favorites and we have the ones that we don't like. And some of them are in this room.
Another question?
I'm just curious if there's a character in the later seasons, like after your characters had all left, that you wish you could have shared screen time with. Like, for example, I wish we got more of Spinner and Eli in the Dot besides just the job interview. But I'm just curious if there's characters that you know of in the later seasons that you wish your character got to interact with.
Cool question.
I always like, and this is like a weird thing, but I feel like Scott Patterson kind of filled like the J vacuum, and I always thought we could team up for Double Trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well said.
Cheers.
Yeah, it would have been fun to hang out with. I know Eli, but I can't remember Luke Billick's character's name. Drew. Thank you so much. So yeah, the one scene I got with them was, which I thought was brilliant, that Eli is interviewing at the Dot to get a job. He just needs to take a quick break to go out and punch someone in the face, and then come back in and finish the interview. You know, like, I like your style, man. I think we would get along if we hung out. But yeah, aside from that, I don't really know. It was such a big group, and we were already transitioning out at that point. When I came back into Cameo there, it was very weird because, you know, the sets were the same. I had the same dressing room, but every one of the people that were walking the halls were different. And they were treating me like I was this, you know, star that they never thought I would meet. I'm like, no, this is weird. Like, this is my home. You're visitors here.
It was amazing. It was like, what was that movie Rockstar where they passed the torch moment?
Oh, the Mark Wahlberg
right, the Mark
movie?
Wahlberg thing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when I came into Degrassi and I met Pat and like Stefan and Amanda, I was so starstruck. I was completely like, because I did watch it when I was a kid growing up. I watched the reruns, and it taught me a whole lot about my experience in adolescence. And then to have that experience when, you know, you and I were like some of the last scenes together way in like season 7 and not, oh God, it was 9. And yeah, it was like, yeah, there's all new people, all new kids, and I didn't know anybody, and they were coming up to me being like, whoa, Jay.
Oh my God, I have your old dressing room, man. And I'm like, what?
And it was wild, Pat. It was like the same moment. It was so wild.
Passing of the torch.
Yeah, it was, it was special.
Did we answer that question?
Probably not. No.
We answered some question.
Please step up.
So, as someone that still watches Degrassi as an adult, and a lot of those scenes that I've seen in the show still continue to help me through things I'm going through in life, are there any specific scenes that you guys had to film that still stick with you, or have like helped you through difficult times in your life?
I don't know if there was a specific scene, but just the way that the writers really tackled Ashley, and again, just she grew so much. She learned so much from the people that she was around. So that was, what?
I think there's a crackle.
Oh, shoot. I
Maybe
break
it's gone.
technology.
That's Melissa's voice.
Shut up, Shane. Yeah, I think a lot of it was just, you know, watching how the characters grew and how they became more honest. And then, you know, I looked at, you know, my castmates and how they portrayed their characters and how they handled their scenes, and I admired that. And there were certain other characters that I thought had a lot of grit and composure that I was like, man, they're tough. And that taught me a lot because I was kind of the same age as the people that we were playing. So I don't know if it was one specific scene, but collectively, like, the show still stuck with me. I learned a ton.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. I think the one thing that I just loved about the portrayal of Liberty is that even though, you know, she wasn't everyone's favorite, even though she was, you know, potentially annoying, potentially tough, she was like really sure of herself. Like, she really held her own, and, you know, she was bullied, and she was, you know, went through a lot of really tough things, watched her, you know, baby daddy move on to someone else, but like, she never really lost her sense of self. And I think that continues to just really stick with me, that like, if you're just who you are and you're just true to yourself, then nothing can really hurt you. And so I continue to like hold that part of Liberty close, yeah.
Give it up. Was there any particular like story arc of someone else that you guys were jealous that you didn't get?
I was jealous that I didn't become the principal of Degrassi. No, so Stefan Brogren, who played Snake on the original series, he came back as a teacher, and I saw that. I saw him being a guidance, a person of wisdom that would instill knowledge and to the kids and to the young people. So I believed that. When I was asked to come back to the series, it was only supposed to be for episode 1, season 1. I was okay to pass the torch and move on with my life. And then they were kind enough to allow me to come back for a couple more seasons. And I was like, the show's gonna last a couple more seasons? Okay, I didn't know. This was, you know, interesting that they would bring back the series with a whole new cast. I didn't know if the next generation would appreciate it. And then 17 years later, the show's still on TV, and I'm like, damn, I should have asked to be a teacher on the show. I wanted to be part of that journey like Stefan Brogren was. He got to be a teacher, then a principal. He became a director, did over 80 episodes, became an associate producer of the series. So that guy has done wonderful things for the series and has been a great ambassador for the entire show, from junior high to next class and beyond. He's still directing today, which is fantastic. So yeah, I would definitely wish I could have been Stefan in the next gen.
Anyone else?
I wish Ashley was a little more bad. I don't know specifically, like you had some stuff. You definitely had some stuff. She had a couple things, and she maybe made some bad choices, but I kind of wish she had a little more edge.
She broke
to
a lot
her.
of hearts.
Yeah. I wish she was a little harder in some ways, I guess.
She was pretty hard though in season
You
1.
think
I
so?
mean, yeah, like we're watching it now, and every 5 minutes we're like, oh my God, Ashley's just out for Ashley.
Okay, so
Still.
actually, now that you say that, a friend of mine back in Toronto, I was hanging out with him maybe a month or two ago. He goes, Melissa, have you seen this video on YouTube? And it's of Ashley being an asshole for 10 minutes. And I was like, what? Send that to me right now. And I completely forgot about that. But yeah, you know what? I take it back. Ashley was a bit of a jerk.
You were kind of a jerk, and like I feel so bad for Terry because
I know.
Because Terry is like Ashley's, you know, punching bag a lot of the
And
time.
we could say this now because we're watching the show.
No,
Yeah.
what's going on, and yeah,
And we
And she
also
just abandoned her friend and left her in the hospital and never spoke about her again.
I'm sorry.
let's get it all on the table.
It's true. There was also an episode where like you saw that Paige got her very, very drunk when she was trying to, you know, approach Spinner at the school dance. You were waiting for the other shoe to drop when she would make a fool of herself, and then she fell, and you didn't even move.
Ashley was bad.
Set Liberty up for the announcements.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true.
I messed up on my answer. I take it back.
We also have
We
a
got the
count.
receipts. We have the receipts.
We have a counter of how many times Ashley has smiled genuinely.
Yes.
In the
We're up to 1.
yeah.
It got really hot in here. What happened?
We can't even forget that you erased Drake off your track.
Oh.
I stand by that choice.
How's it feel?
I'm sitting up here pretty freaking great, actually.
All right. Yeah.
I mean,
Thank you for that.
No more questions? Come on, y'all got questions.
Who's
Everyone's
got
gotta have a question.
questions?
I know y'all know some stuff that we don't even know.
Mike and I probably know now.
Yeah, you might know now.
We might
We
know.
got time for like one more question.
One more, come on. How
Hey, don't talk about my wife that
many-
way.
What happened? What I miss? What I miss?
I think this is broken. She got how many bracelets?
Oh,
10?
the bracelets.
Were did you count? Yeah, but was it 10? Can we confirm? It was a healthy amount of bracelets. It was, and that was an interesting story. I mean, it kind of touches on an earlier question, but that was very of the moment in high schools. Parents across the country were concerned about like this sort of like sexual acts in high school in favor of bracelets.
Yeah, those bracelets.
That was like a real thing, ripped from the headlines. And I remember, because I do remember like being a little confused by the storyline, but then the writers told us about it.
So they were worried about the bracelets more than the outbreak of oral gonorrhea.
Yeah.
Priorities.
No, they were worried about and it was like this big, it was a big thing. Yeah. So that was interesting, ripped from the headlines of the moment. I don't know if that's still going on. It's probably worse now, isn't it?
All right, this is the last question, so it's gotta be good.
No pressure.
I'm gonna do my best. So I'm Jess. This is my cousin Grace. We're here. This is why
we
we're
know
together.
you too.
Yeah, we
Okay.
yeah.
So I've been listening to the podcast, and you guys did Basketball Diaries, and
Yeah.
during this episode, Shane, you talked about how you had to dance in front of people, and it was really terrifying for you.
Yeah.
And then Mike, you were like, "Well, I never had to dance on the show."
I did.
And I immediately
was
said
mortified.
to myself, "He did."
Yeah, no, it was it's the
did.
most embarrassing thing.
You had to like ballroom dance with like an older woman and also rub her feet.
Yeah.
So I was just curious, like,
Wait.
That was Lucy.
When did that happen?
Yeah, when did that?
Yep.
That was
Tell
Lucy
us more.
Davis. That's Kiefer Sutherland's mom, by the way, the actress who
What?
plays the dean of the school that
Yeah,
Manny
to
is
get
trying
Manny
to
in
get
school.
into.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I screwed up with the mixing
And
of
Degrassi
the
Goes
sex
Hollywood.
tape and the thing, and so I
Yeah.
have to like sweet talk the dean. We tango. Yeah,
and
we
feet.
tango.
Don't forget
Yeah.
the feet. Also
Yeah,
the feet.
weird. But yeah.
So I guess my question was kind of like a statement, but also like I just was very curious, like how that, like, did you have to like actually learn any dance moves, or did you just like vibe? Like, did you?
I
Just
did learn how to do the tango
Okay.
for that because it's
So I think
Lucy
we're gonna need a
Davis.
demonstration.
Yes,
Yeah,
get out of my
no,
head,
no,
Sarah.
Shane, come
Dance
here.
off.
Go method.
Shane, let's go. No. You let me lead.
Why
Sarah,
do
give us a beat.
birds suddenly appear every time you are near.
Please don't
And
fall
then
off
you
the
put
stage.
a rose in
They
your
love
mouth
to be-
like this. There is no spinning. Yeah, we can. Anyways, that's the tango.
There was a dip.
Awesome question. Ladies and gentlemen,
Great. Now I danced in public again.
you guys make sure you're going to check them out all weekend. They're going to be at their tables. Go get your autographs, your photos, and your autographs. Guys, Degrassi, the next generation.
Thank you, guys.
And
So
OG,
much.
old school.
Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we recognize some of you, not all of you, which means you need to come by the table. So we'll see you for the rest of the weekend. And thank you very much.